Hello, my Zentangle friends. This is Barbara Langston, CZT, Certified Zentangle Teacher. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another session of Not Perfect Zen. And the first thing I want to do today is share this sign that I made when I first started taking a Zentangle class because I was very hard on myself, comparing myself to the other artists in the class. And that hasn't stopped. I've been working on Zentangle Project Pack 19 this week and being very harsh on myself. And so I just wanted to bring this reminder out for myself and to share it with you that this is not a contest. We are not being graded, and we need to enjoy just drawing each line because, like Rick and Maria say, anything is possible one stroke at a time. And when we compare ourselves to other people, all that does is bring us down. It has for me. And when I stop comparing and I just start enjoying what I'm doing, it's just so much better. And that's what happened with this tile. This is a new pattern that's called Kazumi, K-A-Z. No, I'm sorry. Haluta is the name of the pattern by Kazumi Ikegami, CZT. And it is very similar to Quandary and Fife. And I have a video that I did in April of this year that has Quandary in it, which is, like I said, very similar to this. The difference is the way that she connected them. And this is on a tile that I made. This is 4" by 4.5. And I put a watercolor background on it. And it doesn't look quite like it does in person here. But it is more of a purple. I used a purple pen and really enjoyed this when I took my time and concentrated on one stroke at a time. I really enjoyed this. And I'll show you how it looks in my sketchbook. I did it small here, and then I wanted to try it big. I like it big. So that's what I'm going to show you today. I'm going to be using a Micron 01, a blending stump, graphite pencil, possibly an eraser. I always keep one handy. And again, this is a 4" by 4.5" tile because I put these in my disc bound system. And you can use any size tile that you like, 3.5, 4, just a piece of scrap paper, whatever you'd like to do. So let's start by adding our quarter dots. And I'm just going to put wonky lines down each side for the border because it doesn't really matter. Zoom in a little bit. Okay. And then with my Micron 01, and you can use any color, we're just going to start. Again, if you look, this flower has 6 petals. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So anywhere on your tile, let's just put a couple of these petals. And I'm starting in approximately the center area. So just 2 C shapes to make that petal. Come down a little bit and do another petal. And then for comparison, you can see that it's about the size of the barrel right here on my pin, that section. Okay, now we're going to put just 6. 8 is easier for me to get even, but it doesn't matter. So we're going to kind of go like this. And then it's easier for me if I come straight down from that and do my next petal. And then right in between those two, we're going to put another 2 petals. Okay, so straight down from that. There we go. We have our first 6 petals. And then the next thing she does is she adds another petal at the end between these other 2. And I'm just going to keep turning my tile to add another petal. It is finally getting cold down here in Southeast Texas. I'm halfway between Houston and Galveston, and it's actually going to get into the 20s this next week. And I'm not looking forward to that. I do not like to be cold. Okay, so there is our first flower. The next thing that she does is she puts a dot in the center. So just kind of estimate where this would hit the center of each of these petals. When I took my time on this pattern, I really, really enjoyed it. I used it as a meditation while I was listening to a podcast. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is she adds kind of a diamond, or I'm sorry, a triangle shape here to connect from that center dot to each of these other petals. So I'm going to turn it and make another kind of a triangle shape here. And then another one coming down to this one. And then we fill it in. Okay, and you can leave it like that, or you can kind of round this, kind of smooth it out. And you can do that now, or you can come back and do it after you have all of these done. But I kind of smooth mine out. Okay, so we're going to do that on each of these. So I'm going to go a little bit faster. And this is the only pattern that I plan to put on this tile. And once you get this down, it's very easy to remember what to do. And that's why I find patterns like this to be very relaxing. Okay, if it's kind of sharp, I'm going to smooth that just a little bit. All right, so we're just going to keep doing that. I found this pattern on tanglepatterns.com. That's where you can find the step out. And I really like to keep up with what the new patterns are. And when I find something that looks like I would enjoy it, then I practice it. And I have to admit, there are some patterns that I look at them and it's just not for me, and that's okay. My goal with Zentangle is to find patterns that I have fun with, that I enjoy doing. And of course, when I did it in purple, which is my favorite color, um, I really enjoyed that part. And like I said, you can make this as thick or as thin as you would like for these little connectors. And then just kind of smooth that off a little bit. And we come up just a little bit on that one. You don't have to start with that dot, but it does help a little bit. And we're trying to bring this triangle shape to about the center of the petal below it. All right. One more. Remember to breathe. Take deep, slow breaths. Relax your shoulders. Just enjoy being in the moment. When I first started Zentangle, that replaced my attempts to do meditation. Because I was able to just focus on these new patterns that I was learning. And now when I practice one pattern first and then try it on a tile, that's, my favorite thing to do. Okay, so the last step in this is that she just puts some dots in here. And I've just been putting a dot in the center and a dot kind of between each petal. Okay, so we have our first one down. And if you look carefully, this is the first three petals of another flower, if you will. So I'm going to come straight across from this one and add another petal. So now we have 4. This one, 5, and please notice that these are not necessarily exactly the same length or width, and it doesn't matter. Okay, so now we have 6 petals again, just like we started with. So now we're going to put that petal that goes between these two. Ideally, you want to leave a little bit of more room right there, but like I said, it's okay. My work is not perfect, and that is perfectly okay. Okay, so see, we have 4 more petals here that will start our next flower, but let's go ahead and finish this one. And if it doesn't go right to the middle, it's okay. Smooth it out a little bit. Okay, now this one. Just keep turning your tile to keep your hand comfortable. Make your little triangle and fill it in. Smooth out the top a little bit. And again, if you want to keep that pointed, that's fine. Just kind of play with it and see how you like it. All right, again, we're going to try to find kind of the center here. And this one is a little over to the side. Doesn't matter. Again, our goal is to enjoy one line at a time. Once you figure out how to do this, put some comfortable music on and then just enjoy your time. Okay, so I'm going to come over here where I already have 4. So I have these 2. Now we need something across from these 2. This one. All right. Oh, I'm going to go back over here and put the dots. You can wait to the end and do it all at the same time. All right. Now we need our outside petals. If you look at tanglepatterns.com, Kazumi, the lady who deconstructed this, she uses this kind of in ribbon. Okay, so it goes just across a tile. But I wanted to do it as a monotangle, which means only one pattern on your tile. To me, that's one of the most relaxing things to do. It's just add one pattern and just enjoy drawing something that you can just keep practicing. And if you're following along with me, just remember to relax your shoulders. And normally when I say that, it's because I just realized that my shoulders are tight. The very first time that I taught a class on Zoom, I was so nervous that I didn't realize how tight I was keeping my shoulders until after it was all done, and I hurt for a couple of days. But I'm not bothered by it anymore. All right, so it just keeps building and building on that. You can see how that one goes. So let's add just a couple more, and then I'll show you how to shade it. So it is a week until Christmas. One of my granddaughters has a birthday tomorrow, but she still gets to have her birthday party. She will be 6 years old, so my youngest grandchild will be 6 tomorrow. So the way you round these will make a difference on how your flower looks. Okay. And it doesn't matter if you keep these exactly the same size or not. Oops, there a little bit. That's okay. All right, I'm going to put one more here, and then we'll shade it. You do have room to keep going. Fill in as much as you would like. Well, I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. I should be more careful with not going down into that, but it's okay. Okay, one more. So I'm curious if anybody else is doing the Project Pack 19. I have posted my progress so far on Instagram and Facebook. Zentangle does a lot to bring those to us. Okay, so I think what's happened down here, I don't know if you can see these spots, is that I have put my hand on these areas that I've darkened in before they are really dry. So just keep that in mind that when you fill in something this much, that it takes a little bit longer for the ink to dry. Okay, so here's our little dots. And one over here. All right. So on this one, I did the hatching. Okay, so on each of these petals, I just put my pen in the tip and just pull it toward me. Now you can go in this direction too. I just find that I have a little more control if I'm pulling it toward me. So that's hatching. And that's how it turns out when you do it that way. But let's just see how it looks when we do just shading. So I have my graphite pencil and I am just going to put a little bit of graphite in the tip of each petal. Just being careful with how much you add. We don't want to need to put a lot. If you have the pastel chalks, you could add different colors in here. And again, just keep turning your tile to be comfortable with what you're doing. Take your time and enjoy the shading process as much as you do the drawing. Like Maria says, shading is the icing on the cake. And don't be afraid to try it. I would encourage you to take a picture of your tile before you shade it. It's probably too late if you're following me now, but if you do this again, take a picture before and after of the difference it makes. I was very hesitant to add shading when I first started doing Zentangle. But just like the rest of it, don't worry. Okay, did I miss any? Maybe not. Okay, now my blending stump. If you don't have one of these, you could use a cotton swab. There are actually YouTube videos that show you how to make a rolled blending stump like these. Just a rolled up piece of paper. Okay, so we want to leave that center part unshaded. Okay, so this gives us some look of dimension on our little petals and our flowers. I just love how this looks. I think it's so cool. Wasn't sure about it when I first saw it, and then after playing with it, I really like it. And I just kind of jump around when I see one that needs to be smoothed out. So we're just gently pushing that graphite toward the center. Okay, I think I got them all. All right, so there you go. That is Haluta. I'm going to write it again on the back. Haluta. And I would encourage you to put the name of your patterns on the back of your tiles. And her name is Kazumi. Ikegami, I'm sorry. And she is a CZT. Butcher Chop. I have really enjoyed watching friend, CZT. Her name is Kelly Lewin, and she has Zentangle channel. And she always encourages us to put like a little journal entry on the back. Today I was feeling this way or that, or this tile, I really enjoyed it or didn't. And it's just nice to look back and know how you were feeling at that time. I'm going to back off a little bit because I think it always looks better from a distance. When you finish your tile, hold it at arm's length and look at it. I think it always looks better because we're not worried about the tiny details. You can fill this one in some more if you would like. Keep going out this way. You don't have to worry about that little penciled border that we put down, and just enjoy it. All right. Well, I hope you like that. If you did, please leave a like, comment, share this video with others who you think might enjoy it. I really do appreciate everyone who leaves comments. I do read them all and try to reply to everyone. If you put your files on social media, please tag me. I don't have notifications turned on for Facebook or Instagram, but I do try to go back and look when I remember. So hashtag Barbara Langston CZT. On Instagram, I am at BBL Tangles, and Facebook, Barbara Buford Langston CZT. Thank you so much for watching my videos again. I hope you have a great week, and whatever holidays you are celebrating, I hope that you have very happy holidays. Thanks, and I will see you again soon. Bye.